No.
Hey everybody, we're here for another tier list land episode on RLG Cast. I'm here with JohnnyDonuts 777 and the Puttyman. Their stuff will be in the description below. Check out their channels and subscribe to this one because you know what? You like to subscribe to things and it's free for you and helps me out.
You would
Helps all
like
of
to
us out.
Help
subscribe.
you. Help me.
Help me
You
help
would
you.
like to subscribe.
Okay, Putty's trying to hypnotize you. Anyways, today we're going to do a tier list about all the Pixar movies because we're old guys and we're going to talk about kids' movies.
Don't make that creepy at all. Thank you, sir.
Right? All right, here we are. Once again, I am the tier list master. We'll start. These are all in order of release. So we'll start with Toy Story, the first ever Pixar movie.
Still to this day, my number one favorite. I love it. It started the whole trend off. I don't think this Pixar was successful without this movie. And I remember seeing it in theaters because I was just so excited for CGI movies. Now, of course, going back and watching it comparatively to the other ones visually, not good. But I still don't think that it does. I set the bar high. I still feel so. My eyes. I feel it's an S.
I don't think it looks that bad.
Me.
You got a friend in me. The best use of that song is in the Family Guy episode.
Left foot, right foot.
She's grabbing an apple.
JD, what do you think about this?
This started the trend. Yeah, I mean, this was a fantastic movie. I think though Toy Story 2 was a little better.
I agree.
This is going to be a good episode.
Yeah. But I mean,
gonna be a
I'm
good
good with
episode.
it. Like you said, this started the whole thing, and I'm good with it in A tier.
I think there's only 3 S's, and this is not one of them.
Damn.
But I do think it's the top of A, and I think Putty's reasoning for it kind of makes sense. It is the first one, and it's obviously not a bad movie, so maybe it should be an S, even if at the end it ends up at the end of S.
Which I'm okay with being at the end of S.
All right, let's move it up.
For that reason.
Next, we have Bug's Life.
So
I always got this one and Ants confused.
Well, I saw both in theaters.
They came out the same time. It was the whole Dante's Inferno situation, volcano kind of thing. But I think it's a C. It's not a bad movie, but I don't think it's one of Pixar's best.
I remember seeing it in theaters. I remember loving it. I used to watch it a lot at home.
This is the one with David Spade.
Is it David Spade
or Dave Foley? Dave Foley.
I think Dave Foley. I don't know. It's not the one with Woody Allen.
No, that's Ants.
That's Ants.
Yeah,
and I like that one better.
I just
that had Stallone going.
I think after going back, it dropped down a bit for me, but it's still a solid animated movie.
Yeah, I agree. Toy Story 2.
Now this is where I will agree, though. I still love Toy Story 1 because I feel like it set the bar for me loving Pixar movies.
This had Stinky Pete played by Fraser himself.
But this is hands down in my eyes the best Toy Story movie of all of them.
Campo.
This movie is lower than A Bug's Life.
Really?
It's easily the worst Toy Story movie. It's literally just a tacked on sequel that isn't nearly as good as the first movie. It's actually so low tier that it was supposed to be a straight to video movie, and at the last minute they decided to release it in theaters because they had no movies to release for that quarter.
Wow.
Really?
I genuinely, as a person, hate this movie.
So it's lower than C for you?
As a critical look at it, it cannot be lower than a C because it's not that badly made.
Okay.
So you guys can move it to wherever you think is appropriate, but it's definitely not an S tier. This is a combination list. So I can't stop you guys from putting it in
You're saying C.
Yeah, so I can't stop you guys from putting it in A or B, but I'm definitely no way that's going in S.
S, no. Putty, you good with that then?
Yeah, I'm good. Yep.
I could have went. I mean, I could have been a dick and been like F, right?
And this would be your trump, right? But
I'm going to give you a realistic.
No, and that's fair.
Score on it, and I would give it a C. And I gave you my actual reasoning.
That's perfectly.
I know everyone says this. So this is not like you guys aren't like outliers. Everyone thinks it's really good, and I, for the life of me, don't understand why. When
Fair
I went
enough.
back to do the rewatches, I was like, I don't get it.
Understandable.
Okay, we'll move on to Monsters Inc. Arguably my favorite Pixar film.
I'm indifferent on it. I think it's a fun time. I don't really have negative thoughts towards it, but I do think when you look at it, the grand scope of Pixar, it's not one of the higher tier movies. It's better than A Bug's Life. I wouldn't put it in C, but it's
I
probably
think it's
like a
better.
B.
I still think it's better than Toy Story 2 still. I mean, here's the thing. Is it behind Toy Story 2 or above it? I actually don't bother me. Here's the thing. I really like Monsters Inc., but there's a few in here that I really have like treasured. And Monsters Inc. was fun, but it wasn't one of those ones that made me want to go back and rewatch it. So for me, I'm even okay in B. I'm mixed between
Okay.
B and A.
For me, it would be a high B. But if JD, if you think
Okay.
we both said B,
No,
so
I'm-
if you
I'm
think it
good.
can make low A, you can put it up to A.
Yeah, I'm down for that too, because everyone has their favorites.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, I'm gonna do that because it is my favorite, but you guys would put it a little lower. If Putty's
Well,
good with
no,
the B,
But we both said high B, so you saying
Yes.
A, we can put it up to A. You
Heck,
know?
heck,
So-
I'd even be willing to put it if you want to put it above Toy Story 2. I think it's still
even at the back of Toy Story, like in the back
I
of
don't
A or
think logically, because of your guys' arguments for Toy Story 2, that you should be allowed to put it higher than Toy Story 2.
Understandable.
so.
Yeah.
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo is one of my 3 S tiers. I think this is the most fun movie Pixar made. I think it's one of the best storylines. It's a great like lesson kind of movie for
Yeah.
kids that they don't know they're getting. I think the characters are really fun. The turtles are awesome. And I think it's one of those flagship franchises for them that everyone knows Nemo. Everyone knows Toy Story.
I agree.
Like
but here's
anybody
my-
who sees a clownfish now will call it Nemo.
Exactly.
But I will say this though, it's weird did you say that, because the thing is I enjoy Finding Nemo and everything, but I'm actually on the downside of it. I think Monsters Inc. is better. I actually would, for me, put this in B. Now I get your S tier. We all have our S tier. I think Pixar, but I really wasn't that into Finding Nemo. Actually, I'll be honest with you. I thought Finding Dory was better than Finding Nemo in my eyes. But you know, yeah, I know that's controversial.
That's
you know
kind
what I mean?
of blasphemous.
I'm sorry to
Um,
put it that way.
Okay, but I said S.
I'm like I said, if Monsters Inc. is my favorite Pixar movie, Finding Nemo's right up there with it. I have to agree with that.
Okay, so
This
put
is-
it.
this
Putty
is
said
like
B. I
peak.
said S. You're saying A. Put it in A.
Put it at the top of A.
Yeah, I'm not upset.
I can do that.
I'm not upset by wherever we're gonna place things. I'm gonna argue it to the death, but I mean, it is Putty gets screwed over every list, so it's
We'll give him something.
It's pretty fair.
The Incredibles.
This is one of my 3 S tier movies.
I'm with it. I love
I'm down with that
Incredibles.
too.
Oh, I love it. I'm
Ahead.
okay with that going ahead of
It
Toy
has to
Story.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was going
I'm
to.
surprisingly. Here's the thing. I
So
love
you've
Toy
gotten
Story, but
2 of
it's
my
too much.
3 S tiers already.
So your third one would be Luca.
Cars.
Really?
No, shut up.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Wait, were you saying something about Incredibles? I feel like you were about to say something and then we just stopped talking about it.
Oh no, I was just saying Incredibles is one. I watched that as much as I watched the first Toy. Because I remember when I was younger. I was actually still an adult, but I remember when Toy Story came out. I had the jewel case. I watched it so many times. Saying Incredibles, I got that on DVD and I freaking loved it. I was like, man, I wish Disney did better comic book movies than you see where we got eventually came to that and everything. Incredibles is just a fun movie, and I don't.
Where
I
is my super suit?
Exactly. Like I don't understand why people don't like this movie. It boggles
And-
my mind for the people that don't like it.
You had Jason Lee as Syndrome.
Oh, and he did so good. Oh, love it. Anyway,
You know,
I'm just so happy that's in this tier.
From just a guy who was like, Kevin Smith lackey, he's starting to get real roles. And then he got Earl. My name is Earl.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. These are truths.
So, Cars.
I actually don't dislike the first Cars. I think it's actually a pretty cool movie. It's fun. Yes, it's a little bit weaker than those other movies that we've looked at that are there.
Well, it's
But-
not on this list. Planes.
We're not doing Planes, okay?
Actually, I don't think I've never even seen Planes. I
you
thought it
don't
was
wanna
straight
see
to
Planes,
DVD.
buddy.
Was-
It
Yeah, I
was
thought it was straight
straight
to
to
DVD. Okay, that's why. Okay,
I would say for me, this is just behind A Bug's Life.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Bug's Life though. At least give it that.
Ka-chow.
Yeah.
Okay,
ka-chow.
I'm not gonna argue that kind of stuff.
I like that. I did not like Ratatouille.
I
I was
think
not fan either.
this is okay. So this is a good conversation. This is not one of my S tiers, but it's definitely in my top 5. I think if you realistically scour the internet and ask people's opinions, Ratatouille's almost in everyone's top 5.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people have it as the best Pixar movie.
I don't know. I
really
just couldn't
enjoy
get
it.
into it.
I have
couldn't
a
either.
fond memory of the first time seeing it. My ex-girlfriend rented it and from Blockbuster and came to my house because she used to live across the street from a Blockbuster and came to my house and we watched it. But like I remember being I always enjoyed it and going back like when I say go back, there was a period I think around when Onwards, is that what it was called?
Oh, it's on here.
Onward?
It's
When
yeah,
Onward came
Onward.
out, I went back and I rewatched every single Pixar movie like within a week, which was like a task.
A lot.
Yeah.
This was before wrestling. So I could never do that now.
No.
But I do think this for me would be in the Toy Story 2 Monsters Inc. Like for me, it would be higher than those movies, but I think in fairness to the way we're ranking this list, that's where it would be. It's not above Nemo, that's for sure.
For me, it's a B, maybe high C. I actually did not like Ratatouille.
I'll put it in B.
I mean, I'm not going to argue that because I understand you guys don't like it and it's fine.
Yeah, I couldn't. It's not that I don't like it. I just couldn't get into it.
Comparatively to a lot of other Pixar
Yeah.
movies, I feel like it's a lower tier in my eyes. So.
Okay, Wally.
Wally's
Wally's
I like
good.
Wally. Wally's a top 8 for me, honestly.
It's a top 10 for me. I enjoy it. I have a good time with it. I think there's a lot of heart in it. It's missing a little bit of the dialogue to keep the movie going, but like when you find out the whole
humans
concept behind it,
but do you find out like
Yeah.
this is like the MCU like universe thing and that
Yes.
cars end up taking over the world, like this is the end of the human race and then
Yes.
the cars take over and that's how the Cars universe comes along. But I would say Wally has to be at the end of A for me, somewhere at the end of A.
I'm good with that.
I guess you can live with that.
I would, for me, I would put it ahead of Toy Story 2. If you guys want to move it up, you could move it up.
Yeah, if you don't mind, because I actually like it better than Finding Nemo and all that, and I would love to have it up there.
For me, I can't put it ahead of
Okay,
Nemo.
I'm good.
I
I'm
get
good
it.
with
I'm
that.
willing to negotiate.
It's a
but I'm still
thoroughly
with
and it's a very good movie. I mean, still that's still my favorite, but that's for me. Up is fantastic as well.
Okay, so here's my thing about Up. I really love this movie, but I feel like the only parts I really love are the very, very emotional parts, especially with the what's his name and his wife and everything. I feel like some parts kind of drag on for me. Like the dog is amazing, but
the dog is great. Are you my friend, Squirrel?
Yeah, Squirrel. But see, the problem is the chemistry between the kid and the old man. I like it, but sometimes it gets boring for me, and I understand the greatness of it. So for me, it's a high B, low A. That's where I'm at with it.
I don't dislike this movie, but I don't find what everyone loves about it. I think it's
those emotional parts.
So, let me hit you with this. The movie hinges the entire fact of like everyone's like emotional like love of this movie is the first 10 minutes and then the rest of it is just okay. So it's like everyone gets you get sucked in by that first 10 minutes and then no matter what happened for the rest of the movie, you're just like, I like this movie.
Yep.
Maybe.
To me, it's above Cars in C, or if you really wanted to, I would say behind B, maybe, but like I
can agree with this one. No, what am I doing? I can agree with this one.
Right. And I'm okay. I wouldn't be upset with that. It's just I do think that like what's the word I'm looking for? People's like love for this movie is all hinged in that first 10 minutes.
I agree.
That's where they 100%. Get sucked in. Yeah.
Because see, here's the thing. I watched the movie and I did enjoy the movie. Because again, Pixar does a really good job on movies in general. You know what I mean? People don't realize that the reason why we have everything above C and above is because Pixar does quality movies. The problem with Up is everyone sees that beginning. But yeah, well, everyone sees that first half hour or 10 minutes or whatever, and they're like, oh, and they're so gripped by it that when they get to the stuff, they just want to see him be happy and not be that grumpy old, And the problem is I can't get at that point, and everyone else, I get the emotional standpoint, but I people hold on to it so tightly and don't look at what's the long term. Like if you take that first 10 minutes out, I feel like it's one of the worst movies out there, to be honest with you. You know, it's such a weird thing, like as far as Pixar, I should say. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good. Toy Story 3.
I'm gonna just say this. I love Toy Story movies in general. So the problem I have with this is it's right there with me and Toy Story 2 on the list that we have now, that I would want it there with A, but I'm gonna let you guys decide on it because I just love the Toy Story movies in general. So I want to know what you guys think.
This is one of my 3S tiers. This is the best movie Pixar's ever made. It's not even remotely close. It has the best writing I've ever seen in a Pixar movie. It's about a group of toys coming to terms with death and eventually accepting that they're going to die and just waiting to die. And this is a children's movie.
Yeah.
And also it has the bear. I can't remember his name.
Oh yeah, the bear that's like, get in your place situation. You know what I mean? That's
Ken and
it's all
Barbie.
supposed to be, yeah.
And
Oh, God, I love Ken and Barbie.
think this was the fully fleshing out of this universe for me, and that's where I'm at. I'm like, I know not everyone's going to agree with me, but to me, this is the highest movie.
You have to understand, John, I'm really happy you said that, because when it comes to all Pixar movies in general, the Toy Story series in general always have had held my heart. And so when Toy Story 3 came out, I was like, please don't let this be bad. And I really thoroughly enjoyed it. You know what I mean? But even when we get to later things, you know what I mean? I like the way they handle Toy Story movies in general. And I guess because we all are collectors of toys, that even though we collect our toys now, like just like in Toy Story 2 with the collector and all that, it's that whole kinship of being in my backyard
like
in
Putty.
the sandbox. Yeah, right. But being in the backyard in the sandbox with my, like, for me, it was my He-Man or my Ninja Turtles, and burying them and fighting them together. It's those little things that make Toy Story such a great movie, that it always, for adults and kids, always will be something that we'll have as a memory that these other movies may not have together. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree with you. I'm willing to even put an S as well, just because
I'm totally going an S, but you want to?
Well,
do you want to argue it to be number one?
If you guys don't think it should be, I'm okay with that. The fact that it made it to S is fine for me.
I still went behind Toy Story 1 only because of the thing, but Incredibles, I still think needs to be number one.
No, for me, 3 is better than 1, but for me, Incredibles, I think, is better than Toy Story 3.
And I'll leave that because Putty wants it under and I want it over, and you think it's in the middle, so I'll just take it.
We'll meet in the middle.
I'll take it in the middle, take it right in the middle.
Cars number 2.
This is a D.
Yeah, our first.
No, you know what? This is an F.
No, I want to give it a D. Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm okay with that, because you know what? I actually forgot what the plot of this was.
Cars 2 is like not good.
No.
Okay, I'm forgetting between Cars 2 and 3. I'm forgetting between 2 and 3. Which one was the one where it had the new? I'm forgetting what. I'm actually
3 is the new car.
3 is yeah.
Oh, 3 is the new car. So what was 2? I don't remember what 2 was then.
Exactly.
F. That's why it's an F tier.
Yeah, I really don't remember what happened in Cars 2. I've totally forgotten. Well,
it's really bad. Like, it's out of all the Pixar movies, okay, I'm gonna say that a couple more are not good, but this one is like genuinely not a good movie.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. Brave.
Brave is a D. I don't want to talk about it.
It's funny. I actually saw Brave later on, and I remember going into Walmart one day and it was showing there, and I'm like, I guess I have to watch this. And everyone was like, Brave is so great. And I'm like, outside of the two twins, I guess, or the two younger brothers, I really don't.
It's not bad. It's not like bad, but it's also not a movie that I would recommend somebody should watch. Like the C's are still like, I would be like, you're gonna have a good time if you watch one of the C's.
Yeah. Monsters University.
It's also a D for me. I saw this in theaters with a different ex-girlfriend.
Okay,
go ahead, Putty. I'm going to put it there, but go on.
Can we
argue it for it to go higher?
No, sorry? I'm not arguing for higher. You can argue if you want to, but my thing is here's my thing with this movie. Didn't this just break or mess up Monsters Inc. 1 because of the whole they met as kids, but then all of a sudden Monster Universe they first meet?
It totally broke kayfabe.
Yeah,
it broke kayfabe. Let's go.
Totally broke kayfabe.
I never understood that and everything. So.
Yeah, because
Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi, but that's the thing. Steve Buscemi's character, they didn't meet him until
They
Monsters,
also
Inc.
didn't know each other.
Yeah.
That movie broke so many.
I
rules from
remember
that
going
first
to
movie.
watch this and like thinking it was funny, but like at the end of it, I was like, I didn't really like that movie.
Well, I feel like the people that made that movie, they didn't even watch the first movie. Like they didn't even sit down and actually watch the first movie, or they watched it one time and said, "We got enough. That's okay. Let's go."
Inside Out.
Oh, Solace with another ex-girlfriend. Clearly, I have some kind of problems.
These are
I-
definitely date movies.
I personally, okay, and this is like, let's just before everyone talks, okay? I personally hate this movie. Hate, like despise. Critically, it's not that bad. It's like somewhere in the seas, but I just don't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. Putty?
I'm okay with it. If I was to actually list it, I would still put it in C because I feel like it'd be like below C because I feel like it's better than Monster University. But I'm okay with you guys leaving it there because this was just like Brave where I didn't see the appeal to go watch it, so I waited till like I think like a year later to watch it, and then I was like, it's decent. I mean, I like some of the
But
emotions.
once again, this is another one of those movies that on the internet is praised as if it's the greatest Pixar movie. We can't have it that low. I think you got to put it in D because it's not as bad as Cars.
Let's put it like between there.
Now put it ahead of Monsters University.
Okay,
Monsters
I
yeah.
agree.
University.
See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I'll take that.
Good Dinosaur.
This is an
I actually like this. Really, I actually enjoyed this.
I found
I
that
thought it was
there's
a charming
nothing
movie.
here. There's no
there was
story,
nothing.
There's no dialogue. It's just nothing.
I
here.
guess for me, well, yeah, it has no dialogue, but I felt it was very charming. It wasn't as good, but it made me think of the whole Land Before Time movies. Like it felt a little.
Yeah, but the Land
good.
Before Time, the first one was good. The next 9 were terrible.
No,
Well,
one of the
true,
other ones
true.
is good. I can't remember which one it is.
I think it was 4.
But I did enjoy this though. Comparatively to like Inside Out, I still thought this was better than Inside Out and all those other movies. So that's how I feel.
Okay, so Putty's still in a D.
All right. I mean,
I
it
said
was
F.
okay.
What did you say?
I say it's okay. It's nothing. I'm good with it here.
No,
I like
Behind
that.
University. Come on.
Yeah. All right.
I'll allow that, but I don't like it still.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Finding Dory, I absolutely hate.
Finding Dory for me is. Well, hold on, I have my whole list open. I'm cheating. It's above Cars.
I really enjoyed Finding Dory. I know I don't care if people hate me for it. I really enjoyed Finding Dory. I thought it was a really fun ride. I liked the emotional appeal, especially when finding out her backstory and everything. For me, it would be right above Cars or behind Bug's Life. I'm okay with that.
Okay, I'll put it there for you guys because this is a sequel. For me, this was a sequel that didn't need to be made.
But see, I'm gonna be honest with you. The whole Nemo Dory series anyway was never really appealing to me. So I mean, I'm just saying, comparatively, I did like this one a little bit better. But again, I don't care. If
I think this lacks everything that's good about the first one, but I do think that it's still like a very easy watch movie. Like it's not bad. I understand that someone would hate it personally because that's like how I feel Inside Out and Toy Story 2. But I mean, they're not like terrible movies, either one of those.
Yeah.
Just sometimes you're gonna personally not like something. It doesn't make it bad.
Exactly.
That's just me personally, right?
Yeah.
Cars 3.
I like it better than Good Dinosaur.
I like it better than A Bug's Life.
I like it better than The Good Dinosaur.
I'm okay with it being better.
You probably like it better than Inside Out.
Yeah,
I like Inside Out better.
The Cars
Really?
movies.
I have to look at it from a critical point too. It's Inside Out is better than Cars 3.
Honestly, and I know this is the Southern in me. The only thing I liked about the Cars movies in general was Mater. Mater was fun. Yeah, of course. Anyway, so again, that's the only. And the Cars was never appealed to me. And I also I collected cars.
Okay,
like
but where would you put Cars, Putty? Because you're the
I already
deciding
said
vote here.
I already said it would be behind Inside Out or
Okay, so I think that's fair.
Yeah.
We'll just
Okay,
leave
that's
that.
fair. I'm in love with the Coco.
I really like Coco. Coco's probably cheating again. In my top 10.
Coco's high B for me.
I would say it's the top of B. Well, it's
Yeah.
not to me. It's not better than Ratatouille, but because you guys don't like that, I can't.
I like
really argue
Coco
that.
Definitely
better,
Yeah, I definitely like Coco better than Ratatouille.
Now, speaking of Coco, let's stick with this theme. Was the other Encanto part of the Pixar, or is that just a Disney?
That's Disney.
Okay.
Yeah.
Incredibles 2, not as good as Incredibles 1.
Not as good as Incredibles 1,
yeah,
but I
not as
love it.
good.
It's
It was
A
still
for me.
good, yeah.
It's
It's A
in.
for
I
me.
would say it's behind Ratatouille.
Yeah.
I went ahead, but that's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, this is Campo high, so we can't really.
I feel you.
Toy Story 4.
I
Keanu
like
Reeves.
Toy Story 4.
Evil
I love
Knievel.
Toy Story. I
It's
love
not
Toy
my
Story 4.
favorite. It's
I'm kind of in the middle. Same thing. B around here. Like it's
I
like
would
a
say it's lower than
Incredibles.
Up. I would say it's lower than Up.
I'm okay with that. Either way,
Okay.
Toy Story in general, the whole series is just my fan favorite. I love Toy Story. That and Incredibles are my two
Actually,
favorite
sorry,
Pixar series.
sorry, ahead of Up.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay. Onward. Chris
I
Pratt.
really like Onward.
Onward is the weird thing. I saw that when it first came. I think that came out during COVID. Didn't they like release it on Disney Plus right away?
Onward is
And-
definitely in my top 10. I think
And
in terms of like heart and fun, it's so good.
It's a weird situation with Onward. Like when I watched it, I know it's a Pixar film, but it's weirdly one of those things where it's like
I felt more like
love it.
Shrek.
Yeah, like it's really different in my eyes. Like I really enjoyed it. For me, it would be like a low A, high B.
For me, it's in the Toy Story 4 range, but I think I personally
I would
really
put it
enjoyed
ahead of Incredibles 2.
I mean, I think that's between me and Putty, and that's kind of fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Soul.
I really, really like Soul. I would
Yeah,
say
so did I.
Is so close to cracking my top 5. It's like it's such a well-made, well acted, like, and it has
After a
such
few
good story.
clunkers and not so good movies, this was a return to form for Pixar.
And it's an original movie, right? We were getting sequel.
Yeah.
And for me, this is an A for sure. I would put it ahead of Wall-E.
I was gonna say that's where I would put it.
So, Putty, if you think it's lower, speak now.
I like Soul a lot. I'm not as great into it. For me, it would be like a high B, but I'll let you guys keep it there. I don't want it in front of Toy Story 2, but I can live with
Well,
it.
we can drop it down a little bit. Where would
If it
you
was
place
behind,
it in B?
if I can have it, I'd want it behind maybe like Monsters Inc. and Toy Story 2 because I know that's me and JD's like favorites.
Okay,
in
let's
those
put it
series.
between those two.
There,
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Now I haven't seen this one, so
I've never seen Luca either. I haven't seen. I haven't seen
is
3 of these 4.
Luca is Call Me by Your Name in animated form. It's
By Your Name.
honestly it's very gay coded. It takes place in Italy. It has a really good animation. Like it looks very pretty. It has a decent story, but like the characters are good at it. I found it very fun. And like a good story about friendship. It's probably in like ahead of Up, like Toy Story 4, Incredibles 2-ish.
Okay,
I mean, I don't know.
I've never seen it, so
I put it behind Toy Story 4. That's fine.
okay. Turning Red or Seeing Red, what was it?
Turning Red. This movie, I really enjoyed it. I would say to me, this is ahead of Onward, like directly ahead of, in between Onward and Ratatouille. It's a really good story. It's based in Toronto.
Oh yeah, you can see the Santara in the background there.
It's about going to like a boy band concert, a group of friends. They're all from different ethnicities, and this is my thing, right? It's a movie about like a girl getting her period, basically. That's why it's called Turning Red.
Makes sense. A
And
coming of
she
age
has, like,
story.
Yeah, but with like a Chinese mythology to it, but like I, as a kid who grew up in the '90s in Toronto, it even though I'm not a girl, like it totally spoke to me. Like it captured that time of like just Canada's so different. It's so multicultural and like you don't question it. You're a kid, all your friends are from different places. You don't think any different. But like people who just come to these places are like, well, this is so weird for me, you know? But like you grew up in it, you saw the Hasty Mart, there was there's like all the things, and like growing up in downtown, there's the streetcars, so like it's like it really got me like that.
It makes me wonder though if I watch it because you said it was the '90s, right? Like
you'll understand the '90s of it.
You'll get the '90s references then, maybe. I guess.
Which means I might enjoy it. I'll have to sit down and watch it because it didn't look like I would appeal to me. But you saying that now, I might want to look back and actually see.
It's actually really well made movie that like Disney didn't push
enough.
They didn't push it at all because they were trying to. They were accused of because it was made by a woman and it was about not not white people, that Disney
They're,
kind
they're
of
accused of being
under the
woke.
rug. They pulled it out of theaters and put it in on Disney Plus.
Okay.
It was supposed to get a theater release and they pulled it at the last minute. So
Right.
I think it's a really good movie, and the voice cast is really good too.
Yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out. The worst Pixar movie in my eyes.
Lightyear?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Lightyear is the worst.
I don't think it's the worst.
for
I
me,
did enjoy it.
Lightyear's in my bottom 5, but it's not the worst. For me, it would be above The Good Dinosaur.
And me, it would be behind A Bug's Life.
You said above The Good Dinosaur?
Yeah, so
Campo?
where would you put it?
I'd put it right here. I hated this movie. I absolutely hated it. So Campo's kind of in the middle. So
I
I
would
can live
say
with
put it
that.
above Monsters.
I think it's
just
lower
to-
than University.
But Putty thinks it's right behind A Bug's Life.
Okay, so I think maybe we got to put it here. Okay,
Unless you want to put it ahead of Cars
no, it's
3.
not better than Cars. There's
Putty,
no
what
way
did you
it's-
love about this movie? Fight for
Well,
it.
no, here's my. I'm okay where it's at. My thing is I actually enjoyed seeing another aspect of like what cartoon might have been, and that whole time travel thing was very, very appealing. You know what I mean? When he comes back, and then the cat, I really enjoyed the cat. I love the humor of the cat and everything. It was really enjoyable. I mean, again, definitely way higher top tier Pixar movies than this, but I mean, I wasn't really into Bugs Life that much. Inside Out, this was much more appealing to me, especially as that whole action figure kind of.
I will make
appealed
you
to
a
us.
deal for the sake of this list. You can have Buzz Lightyear ahead of Cars 3 or whatever Cars that is, Cars 3, but we
Yeah.
move Inside Out to the bottom of C.
I'm down with that.
All right.
Because I just don't think to the bottom of C, up one
Oh, the
whole
bottom-
tier.
This one?
I just as a movie, it's not bad enough to be in D, even
Okay.
though I don't like it. It's just I can't. My conscience is killing me. Like saying
That's fine because that puts Lightyear a D, which means it's for you guys to be the best of the worst. And you look at it that way, you know what I mean? Well,
the
Yeah.
best of the worst is Cars 3, Cars 2.
oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
That's just the worst of the worst.
God damn it, Putty! You ruined my clean sweep of having all my S's in S tier.
Well, and the last one is Elemental, which I don't think any of us have
None
seen
of us
yet.
have seen Elemental.
So I'm gonna say this. I know one person that's seen it and he watches this video, but anyone in the comments, where would you put Elemental on the list? He said it's amazing, but again, he has bad taste in ship movies. Sorry, Bryson, you do. But
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, way to call him out.
We're gonna have
I'm
to definitely
sorry.
send this video to him. But I have heard very few great things about it. It's mostly getting really mid-level reviews.
Yeah.
And
I have a
same with
feeling
the
it's
other
gonna be-
other new Disney movie that just came out. No one's really liking it. I can't remember what it's called.
Is it an animated one by Disney itself?
It's by Disney, yeah.
I'm curious.
Go
now.
watch a new episode of Doctor Who instead.
Go watch Doctor Who. Thank you for watching. Let us know your list in the comment section below. And shout out to Bryson.